Hey guys, I'm just gonna post this video about the runoff of who's going to control the Senate, the balance of power. As you guys know, that I think the most uh, powerful branch of government in the United States, I think, is the executive, Senate, Congress, and Supreme Court. And as you guys have seen lately, that Senate and executive branch of this administration confirmed a new member of the Supreme Court. So that's why the fight between Democrats and Republicans is to control the Senate, which is why there is a runoff in Georgia. In Georgia, so all this money and big figures and with the different parties, they gonna move to Georgia. Whoever wins those two seats, they gonna take control on the Senate to pass any major laws that is gonna create an impact in our society. But if the Democrats reverse the tax reform of President Trump, and I think it's going to affect them in the midterms, the next 2 years. So I hope Democrats and progressive leaders, I hope they can make or better a strategy to take over or to gain more seats in Congress and the Senate too. And the one big thing that I've been telling you guys is do not defund the police. I know there are some issues, but should be a reform, but do not defund the police. So I think that's the other issues. That's why a couple of seats in Congress, they flipped to Republicans. But Senate, I think there is like 48 Republicans and 48 Democrats. So whoever wins the other two, so should be 50. And the breakdown of bills in the Senate, I think is going to be the vice president, which is Kamala Harris, because as you guys know, she has the vote and she has the voice to make the difference in Senate. But I think I'm not supporting any immigration reform. I think immigration reform is going to create a lot of problem in this country. I know this country needs people to work, but so many people we don't even have a job. So if Biden administration passes a immigration reform or a citizen path to 11-20 millions of people, it's just going to send a message to more people to come into the United States. So that's why I think we should not support immigration reform in the United States. And we know how many millions of people who sends money back in their country, millions of dollars. But those governments, those elected officials are corrupted. Those are the ones who takes the money. That's why so many poverty, so many people trying to come to the United States because of the corruptions in each country of the Americas, Central, South, and Mexico. So I think Biden, he's a very, very known person in national stage in between those Republicans and Democrats. He has been like 50 years working with Republicans and Democrats. So he has a big chance, and I trust him more in terms of creating laws, passing laws in Congress and Senate. But migration reform, I think Republicans, they're not going to support that. And how many of millions of people, they will not support that too. Democrats, probably, if they control the Senate, I think 40 will support migration reform. But if 10 people don't support it, I mean, there's no way it's going to pass in Senate. So, which is good news, because we should demand as people who lives in this country We should go back in our country to demand justice in our country, and uses the leadership of Biden's, because Biden's is a well-known person in the America's figure politicians, like all these politicians in the Central South America knows Joe Biden, his idea, his vision, his character. He has been in international stage, forum, making the vision of the United States. So that means he has influences and he has a leadership and friendship with some politicians of the Americas. And that's the figure that we should use to create, or to a government of the United States can support us to demand justice in our country, to end all these corruptions that has been going on in Mexico and South America and in Central America. So I think that's the new idea of our book. In our second book is go back in our country and demand justice with the help of the United States. But I am personally don't support immigration reform in the United States. Probably maybe in farmers, because farmers, we need hardworking people so they can temporarily come and go, but not for the 11, 20 millions of people who already live in the United States, and they are okay. We're okay. We don't need any paper to get better. No, I think we're okay. But in terms of this runoff, I think it is important that executive and Senate have the majority to pass reform that is going to benefit the citizens of the United States, and some reforms in terms of domestic policies. But the big issues should be: do not defund the police, no migration reform, and should be a consensus how to get free college, or how to get health care as a human rights, which is other topics that a fight is going on in the Democratic Party between prominent Democrats and the new leadership of progressive ideas in under this Democratic Party in the United States. But stay tuned, guys. The runoff is going to end on January the 5th. But I just want to make sure that as a person who likes politicians or who wants to become a politician, I do not support immigration reform in the United States, and I do not support to defund the police in the United States. Thank you, guys, and share our video.